What you gonna do when you come from?
They might have canceled that show on TV, but never out of my computer.
To go to school and learn the golden rule. So why?
All right, so the first portion of our program, I'll kind of explain it as it's going down. Felony vehicle, they just came upon, whether they were called there or pursuit ended here. A vehicle full of the unknown. Maybe they had some information that this was a stolen vehicle, felony vehicle, carjacking, whatever. We don't know how many people are in it, and then we know we have to deal with it. So it looks like now at least there may be one occupant. We're going to go ahead and address the occupants of the vehicle and see what happens. All right, so we're going to go ahead and verbalize. We're giving commands for people to come out. Looks like they may be thinking about surrendering. And that young lady's going down the wrong path already, folks. She's running away from law enforcement, and it appears that she's just discarded something as she runs. Remember that for later on, once we get around to dealing with the rest of these people. All right, here's a guy with a level head. Looks like he's going to surrender. Now we're going to go ahead and do a felony extraction of this person. He's giving up. He's doing the right thing. He's seen how cool the things that our dogs can do. And that right there is retired FBI agent Brian Hayes playing the role of our bad guy. All right, we're still giving commands for people to give up and surrender. All right, looks like this gentleman here, gray-haired gentleman, may have escaped from the retirement community. Appears that he's led a life of crime and he wants to keep it going. He's given up, however, he has a big bulky suit on, so I'm not sure he's going to give up. Now he's going to challenge. Oh, now he's getting violent. You can tell. He's crazy. And now donning the equipment that we use a lot once we get to that point. Certainly building up to the bite suit is a very important piece of equipment that Bob has on right now. And again, we teach our dogs to target. So typically, things are going to incapacitate that maybe a suspect has a weapon in his hand. Maybe they take their means of running away by doing a leg apprehension. That's what the dog kind of has been built up to. And here it's applied in kind of a real life scenario. So now the police deal with the person, take the dog off and remove him back, take him into custody. All right, so another way to put it, it just looks like a van. However, there's another bad guy that just popped up out of there. So we're going to see what happens now. What do we do with a van? It's unsecure. We don't know what's going on. We don't know if the person has any weapons inside. Now we have to try to safely deal with it. And of course, we have a very important tool in the law enforcement dual-purpose canine to be able to go up and clear. Now, right now, we saw it, but maybe the police officer didn't see who or what was inside. So we're going to bring out Donnie Bender and Zoe. Right up inside to effect a criminal apprehension. Again, everything environmental that this dog has kind of gone through its whole entire life. Maybe as a puppy, being exposed to the rubble pile, going up those long stairs that we train in the building over there, right up to the apprehension part. It kind of all applies. Everything figures into this. Certainly the obedience portion of it. You don't really realize it, but all of that's going on whenever we deploy our police dogs out of the car. And right now, we have a person who right now is, although they have a dog on them, we're going to safely remove it in a quick way possible. The person hasn't been searched yet, and we're going to remove Zoe, bring her back. They're going to put the person in handcuffs, come up the pat down, and take them away. How about a big round of applause for everything we saw so far? All right, now if we remember back to what happened when this pursuit, our big pursuit, the first person out of the car took off and ran and threw something. And I always try to tell people when we do these demonstrations, the important part about this is this could be, although we're standing here in broad daylight, we could get a few people out here, maybe walk a line search, find something. But typically, a lot of this stuff goes down at nighttime. This is where the value of what you're about to see here comes in. Now, in this case right here, the weapon that was discarded was a handgun. It was a airsoft gun, but it resembles a real firearm, semi-automatic firearm. But what it could be is proceeds of a crime, jewelry, something that came from a burglary in your house at nighttime. We're gonna bring, this is Jeff and Rookie, dog number 1 out of here for the law enforcement program. They're gonna come out here and we're gonna do what's called an evidence search or an article search. And what the dog's looking for really, in Rookie's case, one of two things. She's an explosive detection dog. So either the gun has some kind of explosive residue in it from gunshot, or what we're really looking for is the human odor that was on it when the person discarded it. So Jeff, take it away. At some point, Rookie will alert that she has found something. He's going to search this area. Now for real, if we had this big flower field to search, we might need a little bit of time and a couple dogs. And there you have it, folks. High grass in the daytime, saw the tail start wagging, the behavior changes that we saw, and then behold, and really what can happen is that could be on the bigger picture. And just to tell a quick story, this very same thing happened actually to one of our dogs who recently graduated. The gun that was found on the actual job turned into a gun that was involved in a homicide in New York. And then also from that, a series of carjackings. So using a dog to find an article like that could really lead to a whole bunch of other stuff. And right here, Rookie did a great job. So awesome job by everybody out here tonight on the law enforcement side of things. That's it. Big round of applause. We're going to turn it over to our next portion of it. Who's up next? Yeah, I'm sorry. I almost forgot about that. So there's an explosive somewhere on this van, and we need to deal with it safely. That's right. God, I had the right music. Sorry, folks. This is an exterior vehicle sniff for this vehicle, K9 Ziza. Sergeant Sean Mackey from the University of Pennsylvania Police Department. That's right, and wish her a happy birthday when he's finished. This is her birthday today. She's just turned 12 years old today. While she's working, she also had the very first litter of puppies here. Am I right? There you go. All right, right there. Well, we see that happen in the explosive detection world. Certainly the toy goes away from that thing you just sat on. Good job, Sean and Ziza. But what happens after this part is we tiptoe out of here very quietly and we call the bomb squad and we let them come deal with this now. And all the different tools that they have to deal with it. So outstanding job. Sorry about that, Sean. I didn't mean to forget you, but I had to find the right music for you. So I'm going to turn this over to Pat right now.
Hi everybody, thank you for coming out. So as you just noticed with all of our law enforcement canines and our single purpose canines, they need to be fit and able to use their nose to find the odors that we're asking them to find. Whether that be a lost person, whether that be an article, or a bad guy that happens to be in a van. So we need to make sure that our dogs are fit enough to perform these tasks that they can use their very valuable nose, as well as work for many long periods of time. So just like you saw with K9 Zoe, she has to be able to go out there and hold on to the criminal and hold that fight for longer periods of time. So we're going to introduce you guys to K9 Jesse, and he is about 5 months old now. He is going to perform our warm-up exercise. So when we are not in a life-threatening scenario, we are going to make sure that our dogs are warmed up to go to work, to prevent any injuries or any changes in their behavior that might say they're not ready to go to work. So first you saw Danielle do a figure 8. That's kind of a lateral stretch and bend for our dogs. This is a paws up exercise in which stretches their back and their groin muscles and gets them ready to do those explosive activities such as jumping and sprinting. And then finally, we do our bow exercise. This is where we get our back involved and our hamstrings. So we're getting a full body warm up to go to work. What we're about to show you now is our fit to work exercise. So how do we make our working dogs ready to work and for long periods of time? Ziza is 12 years old working because we kept her fit and healthy for her job. So first we focus on posture. You got to make sure, I'm sure a lot of you right now are slouching. I'm going to notice you're all going to correct your posture while you're standing. So what we focus on with our dogs are in the sit and down position. We want them to be nice and square, their backs to be elongated, and their knees to kind of go over their toes. So we want that nice square sit. Jesse's doing a little poorly right now, but he'll readjust. There we go. Thank you. Right there. So that's what we're looking for in our posture sit. And we're going to move to our posture down exercise. And just like you guys know, if you are in good posture for a long period of time, you start to kind of feel it in your back and your ab muscles. Same thing for our dogs here. Jesse, we just bowed. Time for a down, buddy. There we go. Very nice. Yes. Good boy. All right, so we're going to move on to our pivot exercise. It really targets our dogs' medial and lateral thigh muscles to make sure that they're protecting their knees and their hips. So we're going to ask Jesse to sidestep back in one direction and then the other direction to make sure we get both of those legs exercised. I have a big shout out to our trainer Danielle as she handles Canine Jesse, and she is one of our experts on fit to work here as well as all of our trainers here at the PBWDC. So next we're going to work on moving on to those butt muscles. We're going to work on those gluteals here, and we're going to do our canine squats. Notice his nice slow posture as he goes down, working all those muscles. Go ahead, buddy. All right, so on squat muscle, now we're going to go to our canine plank. And yes, it is just like our human plank. We're going to work our dog's core and back muscles. So our dogs, if you don't know, are front wheel drive when they're working. So we have to make sure that we're focusing on our hind limb muscles and then our core, so that when they reach up for those bad guys or when you see them climbing ladders, we give them the support of their back and their spine to do those exercises.
Ready? Come here, bud. You gotta
The
get
setup
one.
that we have currently is so the dog can align straight.
Thank you.
We're trying to make sure that their paws are nice and square on each of the objects. As you notice, Danielle's using a lick stick, so it's almost as if the dog's getting a peanut butter milkshake to perform a plank. And they have good hind limb awareness to hold their bodies in space. Just gonna stretch him out forward. You're gonna notice his hips get extended and he really starts to balance himself with that tail and his core abdominal muscles. Thank you, Danielle and Jesse. Big hand for them in our canine fitness demo.
Oh my God.
Hi, my name is Dana. I'm the research coordinator here working on the behavior studies, and we're going to talk a little bit about the puppy aptitude testing that we do with the puppies here. Puppies come in at about 8 weeks old, and we test them from the time that they are 8 weeks old until they are about 12 to 14 months old and ready to go on to their careers. Here we have Callie. She is a Dutch Shepherd puppy, and she is going to demonstrate some of our early puppy testing, which is rattle, can, board, slap. So what we're looking at is, here we have this puppy, and how does she feel as something she's really excited about goes by, and then a noise happens directly behind her. Is it scary, or is she more interested in engaging in her toys? And what we want to see is, or all the people in the crowd. And what we want to see is a puppy who, maybe startles and turns around and goes, hey, what's that? But I want to do my job. Let's get back out there. Thank you guys. Can you set up the pool for me? Our next test is looking again at what does our puppy do when we have something really exciting and interesting that we're going to take that they really want to get to. to? And are you afraid of things that move or happen suddenly in your environment? So we're going to take her really exciting rattle can and we're going to put it in a pool full of distractor objects. And does she say, wow, I'm really excited to go in there and get that? Or does she say, it feels funny and there's weird stuff and stuff is moving around? And we're going to look at what our puppies do as they get older. Do they hop right in? Do they fish it out? Do they go in? They go, yeah, I've got that thing. Here I go. Callie found another fun object inside. Thank you, guys. Let's get the key toss. Let's go to the next one. So this is another one. Will you jump into a tighter space? Will you show us that you're really excited to go retrieve that really fun key? She's a little bit like, oh my gosh, it is raining out here. And there she goes into the tunnel to check it out and retrieve her keys. And so what we're looking at over time is, do these puppies go on to specific careers that show puppies who don't show any sensitivity to the surfaces or the sounds? Do they become explosive dogs? Do they become law enforcement dogs? Do they become USAR dogs? There's so many different options that we're seeing our dogs over time go into. And our puppy testing helps us determine what things our puppies need to see as they get older to tell us what they're going to do.
All right, well, it looks like we have a tornado and rainstorm that's about to happen for our USAR portion of this demonstration. How appropriate. So we are going to show how we bridge skills. The disaster search dog has to be agile. He has to be able to have an ability to work independent of his handler. Go look for that person that is trapped in the rubble pile that no one can see, because as we know, the first responders would have gotten the people that are in sight. Now the dog has to go find somebody they can't see. So we have K9 Austin here with his awesome trainer Catherine.
Can I wipe it off with something?
Going to demonstrate how he would bridge the agility. They have to climb the metal ladder. It's a little slippery today, but he's got it.
It's just
Good
like
boy,
slipping
buddy.
because it's wet. It keeps slipping.
I don't care if we have to help him a little bit today because that got so slippery up there.
No, it just
There he
keeps
goes.
slipping.
He's only 6-7 months old.
It's settled out.
Okay, 7 months old. So now you can see he's supposed to go through that noisemaker. So we get them used to sounds, things that are unusual, to prepare them for that disaster environment. He has to go in a confined space, and now she's going to tell him to go find. So he's going to check out this debris field and see if he can locate that person by performing a number of barks until his handler gets there or until the reward appears. So that was a really nice job for Austin there, who combined his agility skills with finding our hidden volunteers.
Can you see it?
So the toy will come out, and it's all for that toy. I think our disaster search dogs think there's just a lot of toy thieves around, and they got to go find those toy thieves. But all kidding aside, we do finally take the toy out of the picture, and eventually the handler will be the one that will be rewarding. So thank you, Austin and Catherine, and who's my hider? Harrison. Thanks, Harrison, for hiding. All right, we're going to bring out one more dog because we want to show you how we do direction and control. Again, when we're on a large rubble pile and it's not possible for us as people to walk on it because it's unstable or they can't handle our weight, we know the dog's weight is a little less than us, and so we can give them some direction and get them where we need to before they do their search. So we have K9 Walk, who's Cindy Foster's, and we have our awesome trainer Elena, who's going to demonstrate combining some direction and control, and then ask the dog to go search. So Walk is demonstrating a nice field position. On their federal test, these bases are 25 yards apart, and they resemble a baseball field. And so the dogs have to do whatever pattern they're asked. And this couple notice there's a debris field, so it's pretty awesome that she's still focused on Elena. She does an over. They have to do a left and a right and a back and a go out. How nice. She still stays focused on the handler, and now she's going to tell her to back, and then she'll give her that command. She's on a search. She does a lot of wilderness search on one of our local teams, so I'm sure when she saw that open field, she thought maybe they want to be over there. She's caught odor, and there she is, at our hidden person and doing her bark alerts. Nice job, Buck and Elena. Thank you so much. We have awesome trainers in our program here. They're capable of taking our dogs from puppyhood to pre-certification. And what's awesome is that they also prepare the handlers to come to get these awesome dogs. So a round of applause for my training team. And we thank you so much. Thanks for coming out in the rain. Okay. So you can head back in, and we're going to have the other group come out and enjoy the swag and meeting some of our graduated canines, and look at our research work. You'll love to see that as